write to heal. One of the main reasons to write is to communicate inner feelings. So today's video is actually going to go in a very different direction. Up until this point, I have been speaking to you about writing a book, writing a collection of short stories, writing something for publication. And this is a very different kind of writing that I'm speaking about here. 3 weeks ago, my father died unexpectedly. And to make a very long story short, my father and I had been estranged for about 15 years. There was just no resolving the conflict in our relationship for very many reasons. So when he passed, it shocked me and left me feeling helpless to my own emotions. Now I had no place to put these emotions. So I wrote a series of letters to him. Every day that I went through the grieving process, I said all of the things that I couldn't say to him while he was alive. And I found through writing to him and connecting to his spirit this way, it was very therapeutic for me. And that's one reason I'm making this video today, is to bring this just bit of insight to you and encourage you to use writing first and foremost as a tool for yourself, to heal your own wounds, to communicate with the people that mean the most to you in your life, and to use your writing as a way of resolving inner conflict. We can do this through our journaling. You know, many times when you write in a diary, a journal, this is not the kind of writing that you go back and you reread. You don't care about it being perfect. You don't edit it. It's just in the moment what you're feeling, and really the main purpose of it is to get those emotions out, to get them down on the page. Something very interesting happens when we put the words to the page. Words are very powerful. I say this again and again. They have alchemic principles. And I believe oftentimes people don't honor and respect the power of words. They say and they do things without truly thinking them through. They don't think about the impact that those words are having. So I believe that through writing you can heal any relationship, even if that person is no longer in your life. Because in the end, the healing is for you. You are getting to communicate the things that are deep down, the things that maybe you didn't feel comfortable saying out loud. Maybe you didn't feel comfortable saying to that person. Maybe you weren't allowed to say to that person. How many of you have ever tried communicating with someone verbally and you can't even get 2 words out because they're arguing with you? It becomes very combative. It becomes, you begin going off on tangents. Before you know it, you completely lose what your point is or what you were even trying to say. You walk away from the argument or the conversation feeling completely sidelined. Because not only did you not get what you wanted to say, but everything you did say was twisted in a different direction. It's very frustrating when that happens. So not only can you use writing to heal the wounds of someone passing that you were not expecting for that event to take place, but also in your relationships with people, whether it's a friend, a family member, your husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. This is a way to put down what you're feeling. And one reason I always go to the page, anyone that's in my life knows and understands that if there's a conflict between us, I'm going to write them a letter about it. Some letters are longer than others. It just depends on how much emotion this particular conflict has brought up inside of me. They're going to be communicated with. And the reason that I do it this way is one thing that I've learned. It's so clear. You're able to go back, especially in a letter, and edit out the anger and really question your own feelings. It allows me to grow through the process of writing the letter and communicating my own feelings to clarify what it is I'm even feeling before I ever even give this person my emotions. I am able to crystallize them first on the page. Sometimes a conflict, a letter that I write in reference to a conflict that I'm having will take me days. It'll take me days to go over it because I'll know it's not quite in that place yet. My letters are always aimed at healing whatever wound has been caused. I don't want to add more chaos. And you get all types of reactions from people. Some people really appreciate your honesty, and respond in a very positive way. But some people don't like it at all, and it offends them. So it just depends on the person that you're giving it to and what the reaction is going to be. But in the end, writing to heal isn't about a reaction from someone else. This is all about allowing the emotions to flow out of you, because when they are planted inside of you and they have taken root, they can be poison to your soul. They can corrupt and affect every other area of your life. And I have found that when I put my emotions to the page, there they lay. I have now gotten them out of me and put them on the page. They're safe there. Many times we'll hold on to memories and emotions because we don't ever want to forget. We don't want to forget because God forbid we might forgive and it might happen again. So this is basically a way of safeguarding your emotion, whether it's a toxic emotion, a loving emotion, a sad emotion, but you've got a storage space for it that's outside of you. Therefore, you're comfortable knowing you've documented it, it's there, you're not going to forget it. If you really need to remind yourself, you've got it there. But it's not affecting your inner world. You've now taken it outside and placed it outside. My letters to my father were very, very helpful. It allowed me to say all the things that I could not say to him. And I found each entry, each day was different. There was one of the first day, I actually communicated with his highest aspect, the part of my father that I could not reach while he was alive. And it felt so good because it's the first time I was able to speak to him this way. There was one of the entries that was very angry. It was coming from the little girl in me that felt like I got gypped out of having a father for most of my life. But I needed to let myself do that. I needed to get that out. When I was done with the letters, I also began a journal, a visual journal, a sketchbook. Any of my friends that know me knows, although I'm an artist, I really rebelled against the sketchbook idea in art school. I have no idea why. You know, it was just something that was stuck up in my head. I didn't like having my drawings confined to these little books. So I would actually draw on separate pieces of paper and then paste them inside my sketchbook because they were due at the end of every semester. Anyway, this is my first time attempting to draw inside the sketchbook, and I began this one with a dedication to my father. And I created 2 pages. I actually have the letter that I wrote him is up in this envelope right here so that I can look back at it at any point that I want. This was also so healing. So if you're an artist and not necessarily a writer, you can have a sketchbook and you can do your writing, your journaling with illustrations and have more illustration than actual writing. So I'm going to tie this message up right here today and just say that writing is one of the most fundamental instruments, tools that you can use to communicate, to heal, to cleanse yourself, to be able to communicate with others outside of you so that you're not holding all of those emotions in. And I hope that this benefits you as much as it does me. Happy writing.